Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. As you can see, this handsome chap is on screen. Be'lakor, the Lord of Shadows, and the first Demon Prince of Undivided. A character that will be referenced often in the Warhammer 3 campaign, and eventually you can not only fight him, but unlock him too. So we're going to talk about it in this video. It's going to be rather short because I'm going to go with how to unlock him, his stats and so on, without trying to have any spoilers in, because, you know, some people want to explore that for themselves, and that's very fair. I'd rather that happen than me spoiling it for anyone. But just on a visual thing, the character looks good. He's obviously based on the Warhammer Fantasy model rather than the Age of Sigmar new version, and I like this, I prefer this. I think that he is so iconic that even his old look is just really, really good. But let's not waste any more time and jump right in, because there are a few things to talk about. So, as you are aware, the Warhammer 3 campaign is centered around gaining some demon souls to eventually fight Be'lakor. Be'lakor himself has somehow been able to capture Ursun, the patron god of Kislev, and now seeks to become a god in his own right. He's attempted this a few times in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, but he keeps failing, so hey, you know, everyone loves a trier. So as you capture all 4 demon souls, then rifts will start opening more and more throughout the campaign map. It's a constant state. You'll want to know that at this point, Be'lakor is close to achieving his goals, and a new option appears with the rifts called Traverse Towards the Forge of Souls. This is an area in the Realms of Chaos which is untouched by any of the 4 main chaotic powers. This is pretty much at the end of the narrative campaign, and you can unlock it as early as around turn 130. It does depend on how quick you go around for the demon souls, and obviously keep in mind that other factions can get all the demon souls and unlock this possibility too. The Forge of Souls is its own little island within the Realms of Chaos, and as you can see it's pretty small. If another faction gets there, you pretty much have to take them out instantly, or else they can win, and you can lose the campaign. This is very important to let you know, because it can happen. Obviously the army I have here is really just for show purposes, like, it's pretty destroyed and so on, but the fact is it's just a little showcase. I've already finished the campaign multiple times with different factions. It's pretty obvious here when you see my army, which, yeah, they're not doing so hot. Anyways, so you're going to be fighting against the Shadow Legion. This is Be'lakor's faction. As you can see, he has a lot of soul grinders. You'll see them a lot through the battle as, well, you know, this is the Forge of Souls. This is where soul grinders are actually made. And this is another survival battle, but you can't auto-resolve this one. All others you can, but this one is so centered on the story, you have to play it. And it's pretty much in the same style of all the survival battles, so you don't have to worry too much. It can get a little framey inside because there's a lot going on. We're going to be showing off the map in just a little second. But unlike the other survival battles, you're going to be fighting against an undivided faction, so you can see Khorne demons, Tzeentch demons, Slaanesh demons, Nurgle demons. You do have a lot of things being thrown at you.
I sit upon the precipice of godhood, and you have the gall to believe that the bear's carrion is yours. Come then, try and take it.
This instead is a better army, and this is from custom battles, as yes, you can play throughout all the survival battles in a custom battle if you just want to enjoy them, play around with them, test out armies and so on. And as you can imagine, I've been really enjoying the Slaaneshi stuff, so yeah, 19 Keepers of Secrets and N'Kari. The battle isn't too tough. Obviously this is depending on your difficulty. Also, there are a few frame issues here, like you'll see as soon as I start going inside, but don't you worry, usually by the time that the game releases there's always a optimization patch and so on, so hopefully that fixes any issues there. Other than that, the battle isn't too tough. I'm not going to show too much, just that little cutscene before, and now let's just look as to what happens after we defeat him. So any faction can unlock Be'lakor as a playable character. It's a legendary lord, but he doesn't have his own start position or faction or all that, so the only way you can have him is by finishing the narrative, and then he'll appear at your faction capital. I believe he'll always spawn at level 20, but I'm not too sure if later on in game, because I've been finishing them off pretty early, he always spawns at rank 20. The character itself is pretty strong, as you can imagine. I mean, this is the first undivided demon prince, and he's got very interesting lines. As the first 3 lines as usual, it's building up his stats, his bonuses and so on. Then obviously he's got access to the Law of Shadows, because, well, he is a demon of shadow. And then obviously the administration skill line. Nothing to really buff up units though, which I find kind of strange. He does, however, have his own unique skills and active passive abilities, which you can see on screen. I'll be going over them as I discuss the character in general. So he is given a little bit of unique stuff. Obviously, the character himself is quite the powerhouse. He's got a massive amount of HP. He's got 90 speed, which makes him very, very fast both on foot and flying. So you're able to pretty much mix him with any faction as you wish. The Lord of Shadows is also really, really powerful. So a lot of different factions will be able to use him quite well. I am pretty sure that the Lord of Shadows will get nerfed at some point though, because it's pretty ridiculous, both in campaign and obviously multiplayer too. And like I said, as far as I'm aware, anyone can recruit him, including Kislev, Cafe, and so on, which is strange, both lore-wise and so on, but I guess gameplay comes over lore. But he's definitely a very, very fun character, and it's something that you will want to have if you want to paint the map. This is completely after the narrative, so at that point it's just turning into a standard Total War game, which, by the way, like I said, you don't have to finish by turn 130. You can take your time as long as you make sure that the other factions aren't getting all the souls. They can fail too, though, so keep that in mind. The rather curious thing is the character doesn't really have anything like, say, for example, a trait, which I was really curious because you'd expect a legendary character to have some sort of trait. Other than that, just look at his fighting animations, he's pretty cool. This is such an important character in the history of Warhammer, not just fantasy, but just Warhammer in general, that just seeing him here is quite nice. I've always been a big fan. I've got his model, both iterations of it. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the future as a playable faction and so on, because he's pretty much there. I just imagine that they just need to give him a campaign voiceover and all that type of stuff. But I guess we'll have to wait until the future if that ever happens. But with all that being said, what do you think about Be'lakor? He's pretty cool, at least I think he is. Let me know what you guys think, especially given his skills and so on. He looks a bit like he could use a little bit of work, but then again, you know, we're gonna see day one modders making him a legendary lord for sure. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Birch, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Thane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.